this shoebox up here now has a... Why is there so many things there that want to kill me? Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Death. Ow. Welcome to yet another episode here on the Shamblecraft server, and you join me here on my little island as night falls and we're about to die. So what we're going to do, we're going to... I was only the one, alright. Well, in that case, you join me here on my cutie little island, right offside my Guardian base, which is where we're going to be spending at least the first couple of minutes. Because since the end of the last episode, I have basically been over here sort of AFKing and sort of tinkering with getting things done. So first of all, you might notice that this glass section here has now been finished. And also, I've actually mended the windows that were wrong. As several viewers pointed out, Valley, you messed up the windows. Yep, I noticed that too, but thanks for the heads up. It has now been mended. But let's head inside. First of all, these little elevator shafts have now been fully covered with the prismarine blocks. And in here, we've actually finished and somewhat improved on the hallway. And I actually caught a little time lapse doing that. That should hopefully be on your screen right now. And yeah, decided, well, that while I'm already AFKing, I am going to just tinker away with some of these things. But I'm not going to bother recording all of it because we've already spent the last episodes here doing a bunch of work. So I figured what I'm going to do some work off camera, and then I'm just going to show you what we've done afterwards. So that is the hallway. And if we now move into the main sort of courtyard here, the first thing we've done is we have now installed the little staircase. So we now have a staircase leading to the farm area, which should be a bit more practical than the sort of shimmy through the hole in the glass kind of deal that we've been working. And what I've also been doing is I have been tidying. So if you take a look here, you will see that I have actually taken a bunch of shulker boxes and cleaned up. If we go into this area right here, you will see that all of the shulker boxes that were here, except for those 4 over there that are empty, are now gone. And yeah, they have all been sorted. Some of it has been taken over to the main base. Some of it has gone into the system here. And what I've also done is I've decided on the last 3 slots. They're going to be sand, glass, and ice. The reason for that being that it is three items I had a whole lot of over here. So that is going to be those final 3 slots. But in addition to this, we've also been doing some tidying. If I open up my ender chest, you will now see that it is, for the first time since the beginning of the season, not an absolute mess. So what we've done, we've basically taken, while this was working, we've taken all the boxes and we've been sorting through them. So here we now have the valuables chest actually containing valuables and not fish. We have the iron chest actually containing iron. We've sorted through our tools and armor. We've sorted through our consumables. We've renamed our lunchbox. And yeah, basically tried our best to get up to speed on basically tidying everything up. And the reason for that is because I could tell that there was a lot of shulker boxes and stuff everywhere here, and I didn't really want that. So we can see that one is now done. We can take that shulker box as well. And while we've been tidying and working here and being AFK, the farms have been churning away, and we now have a lot of various supplies. So a couple of trips outside to replant, but honestly most of it has just been taking care of itself. So what we're going to do now, actually, because it's been a while since we cleared the farms, yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to flush away the wheat into the hoppers it all goes. And then we're going to go do the same thing with the carrots and the potatoes. So flush all of that into the system as well. And we now have a whole bunch of potatoes, carrots and wheat flowing into the system, and we can then just replant it, while of course this one just goes on their merry way. And however, there is one issue, and I think could you stand still, you bollock? I think you can see the issue, honestly. The issue is that this is a guardian temple. So every time we use one of the water features, we create a spawnable space for guardians. And this has actually been causing some issues. So right now we don't have any up here, but if I go back downstairs, the problem has been, and you can actually see it on the mini-map in the top right screen, is that the guardians are spawning in this water stream, which is transporting items from the guardian farm up to the main storage, and they're all being pushed through the system, and then they finally come out on this side here. So if you would stand still, thank you, you will see that there's actually guardians making their way through the water stream. So the problem is that they're not spawning in the water stream, because that's only a 1 block height, but they are spawning in this one, because while it's only 1 by 1 wide, it is still bigger than 1 block in terms of height, meaning that you can have guardian spawn there. So that is something we're going to have to look into. Maybe we're going to have to change the design of that transport system slightly, but honestly, it's not causing any issues. The only thing it's really doing is that it's stealing spawns from the main chamber. So I might look into if there's anything I can do to prevent those spawns, but honestly, I don't think there's much we can do. But yeah, that is a little sit rep on this. So basically, what we've been doing the most is tidying, and that is basically what my plan is for a lot of this episode. This episode is basically going to be, can we manage to sort of finish some of the unfinished projects that we haven't really gotten around to finishing? And a lot of that is tidying. You can see here we actually also have some guardian spawning underneath here. So yeah, we might have to do some tidying here and there, but now that I'm far enough away, you can see, or you could briefly see, that they were spawning in the chamber where they're supposed to. But yeah, that is basically a little update on the guardian base, coming along nicely. As you can see, farm's working well. But what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to our main base, because we need to do some tidying over there as well. Well, okay then, you join me once again here at my base, where I can actually reveal that something has finally changed. You see, if I look down here, you will see that the shulker monster is gone. And not just that, if I hop over here, these shulker boxes are gone, and these shulker boxes are gone. And I know what you're thinking. How do I know, Fowler, that you haven't just moved them elsewhere? Well, I haven't. What I've been doing is I've spent the last 3 hours navigating through all of it and sorting it. And what we're left with now is the last of these empty shulker boxes right here. You can see they're all empty. One piece of stray grey concrete. I actually picked that up accidentally, breaking it. But what we can do now is we can fill our chest here with all these shulker boxes. So we'll take all of these and put them into that chest, meaning that will siphon into the other one. And there should also be some shulker boxes in this one, probably. They're probably in the backlog. So all that really remains now is we have one shulker box up top, the purple one that you saw, that has some gunpowder and paper in it that I'm going to turn into rockets. And down here, I've basically gathered all the loot from the headhunt. And there's a couple here that I haven't... well, honestly, I forgot those 4. But that means that most of the shulker boxes have now been... well, nearly all of the shulker boxes have now been taken care of. Meaning we can now finish this section. And also, I have a plan for this section. You see, this was actually an idea I had while working at the Guardian farm the other day. And fittingly, it was actually something that... I think it was Ssquid who pointed it out in one of my YouTube comments that, Fally, why don't you make this base, if you don't know what to do with it, available for others? And that got me thinking, what we are actually missing on this server is an apartment complex. Which got me thinking, what if I take these 2 entire bits here, and some bits maybe over here, and the top section, and just basically turn into boxes. Like, just take, like, for instance, this concrete here, and just wall it off into sections, and people can come over here, and just basically claim a section that they like. And it'll be apartments. So, I know, I've also cleared these ones. So, for instance, this could be like a lobby hallway type thing. Maybe we could make a door through here that you have like a fly-in with... make it easier to fly in with the elytra. Have like a little landing here. And then you'd have a walkway down here. There we go. And then you'd have a walkway down here with apartments all along here. And the same above. And, I mean, this sort of... thing down here would just have to be maybe some sort of like community storage. Maybe I could seal off the bottom section, or it could be like a community storage. What I could do, I could sort of take you know what, that's actually a good idea. I can take the sort of valuables that I need, like the diamonds and stuff, and I could say, hey, everything that's in this storage system now belongs to the community right here. And also what that would mean is, instead of me having to figure out what to do with all of these houses, people could, if they want to, claim them as well. So it would be like a little commune, which would be fitting given that when I started building the original build on the Zoomerverse, that was the inspiration for this build, that was always intended to be a communal build. So it would honestly really be going back to the roots. So split this building up, make it into apartments, and also then leave all of these houses here, and basically be like, hey, y'all want an apartment or a house? Well, come on down to Fally's place, because Fally has run out of creativity and doesn't know what to do with the place. So shuffling the responsibility over to the other members of the server is easier than admitting that I bit over more than I can chew. And we can make this build... I heard that. Where are you, you bollock? There you are. So what that means, we can maybe turn this into some sort of community building, like a community town hall. And then people can just claim houses and claim apartments. I mean, let's be fair, it would make for one heck of a season finale. So yeah, you know what? I like this idea. I think I'm going to go with this idea. So basically that means, first of all, we need to deal with this section in here, which is going to turn into apartments. I'm thinking I'm going to go up there, we're going to use some concrete, and we're going to see what is a reasonable size for each of these sections, and split it into apartments. And then what we're going to do, was about to say we're going to sell them, but we're not. We're going to basically be like, hey, come claim an apartment or a house or anything. And I will, of course, keep the penthouse, which is up here. I will, of course, keep this. This will still be mine. It is my, after all, my penthouse. It is my holiday home. And the rest of it is going to be up for grabs for the community. I like this idea. So what I'm going to do then, as I said, I'm going to grab some materials and I'm going to start measuring out the various bits, get some signs, get some stuff ready. And I think we might be onto a very cool little idea for what to do with this base for the rest of the season. Well, okay, we have the measurements. Let's put that there. But before we start, we have a little uncomfortable thing here we need to deal with. So, if we... yeah, still working. Okay, lava bucket is still good. So I think that's the one we need to kill. There we go. Now, how the heck do we do the rest of this now? Alright, so what I'm going to do this just to be safe. Now, if I take that away and we put that down there. I'm sorry for thinking out loud. This is just how I do. Right, so if we now break this... we don't really need the lava. We can just do this. Hell's horses. That's a mighty blow. That's created a heck of a lot of chickens. There we go. And then take that away, and take that away, and take that away, and put some glass. Oops, glass down there. Take that away, and then another swoop. Nice. There we go. And then we just grab that bucket. And take that lava. Alright. Well, neat. Well, then, all that really remains is to break all of this down. And start putting up the dividers. Neat. Time-lapse mode. And just like that, viewers, we have got a lot of work done. So most of it was well and truly covered in that time lapse, but there was actually some bits that I ended up doing on my laptop, which isn't here. So let's start with those things. So first of all, I have now actually finished this section here. Actually, I could use some more lighting. You know, I'm just gonna put a couple of sea lanterns up there just for lighting. So here we now have a fairly better lit little hallway. There used to be shulker boxes and everything here, so that's been taken care of. And moving in here, we will see that we now start with the apartments, basically. Let me go back. So if you enter through the side entrance or the main entrance, you will now get into this main hall here, and then you can take the staircases, and that will take you to apartment 00. This is the basement apartment. It's fairly spacious, but there's not much of a view. I mean, feel free to... Actually, what we could do... Let's actually do that ourselves. Didn't we have... Oh, I don't have the right type of glass. Alright, you know what? What we'll do, we'll just do this for now, and I'll replace it with the proper glass afterwards. So there you have a little bit of a view. It is a basement apartment. It is fairly spacious if you can tolerate being in the basement. So that is apartment 00. Brings you up here to the now bigger hallway. Might end up doing something here. Haven't really figured it out. And then we come to the first floor, which are apartments 1A through 1E. So 5 apartments here. All with a nice view of the ocean and fairly much space. Apartment, 1B, 1C, 1D, and then 1E. And then to make it a bit easier to navigate between the floors, I've also added a staircase over here, which will take you to the second floor, where you have apartments 2A through 2D, which means that we have a total of 9 apartments that will be available right here. Coming in here, you will see that I've now changed the signage here, which is now called the penthouse apartment, and that is, of course, the one that I will be keeping. And we're actually gonna, let's just very carefully shimmy down here, and we're gonna deposit all of these leftover materials in here. Also, I've actually done another thing off camera that I've been basically waiting on doing for ages, and as if I fly around here, you will see that this massive shoebox that used to be on top of my base now has a purpose. Yes, if we now land on top here... How are you spawning up there? I'll deal with you in a minute. Ooh, no you won't. Ah, you plonker. Whew. So anyway, this shoebox up here now has a... Why is there so many things there that want to kill me? Right, so in here you will now find apartment 99, which is admittedly rough. I have not put in the floors and the final walls, but this is going to be basically the second penthouse apartment, where you have, I mean, let's be fair, you have your own landing platform, which is hopefully safer during the daytime. You know what? Let's leave. So you have your own landing platform and a pretty big space. Apologies for the sound, but we're currently having torrential rain here in Norway. But yeah, that is pretty much the apartments. And if I haven't made myself perfectly clear already, the point of these apartments is that, well, basically starting once this episode is out, you are welcome to claim one of these apartments. So you have these 9 apartments that are over here. I mean, let's grab a nice screenshot of that. So we have these nice 9 apartments over here. They are up for grabs, and all you have to do is basically take the sign here, apartment 2D, and add owner and your name, or if you don't want to lose the glowy thing, you can add another sign on this side or somewhere else here saying who you are. And this is basically first come first serve. Whoever claims the apartment first gets it and can keep it. And why is this a cool thing to do? Well, let me explain what I'm thinking. You see, I have a bunch of resources down here in this storage system, and I will be following the traditional adage of what's mine is yours. So, claim an apartment, use roam blocks if you want, or go into the storage system and get whatever you want and use it to decorate your apartment. So basically, if you want, you can decorate the entire thing just using the things you'll find in the storage system here. And why am I doing this? Well, I honestly can't remember if I already said this earlier, because it's been a couple of days recording this, but I just feel really bad that this entire base and build sits empty. So I really just want there to be some life here. So, if you want an apartment in the Fallian commune, then yeah, come over here. You'll find shulker boxes downstairs, and basically, as long as you don't mess with the outer perimeter, you are welcome to do whatever you... What the heck is going on over there? As long as you don't mess with the outer perimeters, you are welcome to do as you see fit with the apartment. And if this is successful, if a lot of people want to claim these apartments, I will also be doing something Let's try that again. There we go. If this is very popular, I should eat before I die, I will be doing something quite similar out here. I haven't done that yet, but the plan is that if all of the apartments go, then what I want to do, I really want to basically take all of these houses that don't have villages in them and basically call them bungalows. I might split that house into some apartments as well, and yeah, basically claim an apartment. You can open up a shop here. You can have like your own little commune shopping district. There should be plenty of slots here, so if you claim an apartment and you have things you want to sell, you can also claim one of these market plots. But that is basically the main idea for this commune. And the entire idea of it is, as I've already said a bunch of times, it is hopefully to bring some more life into this place. And especially with Season 1 moving towards an end and me finishing these projects, it would be really nice if others also want to leave their mark. So even if you have a base somewhere else, even if you're a new player, if you're an old player, no matter who you are, feel free to come over here, claim an apartment, for obvious reasons, one apartment per person. And yeah, do as you see fit with it. You can grab anything that's in the storage system and use for decoration, building blocks, etc. And yeah, basically go nuts. It's free. I have more than enough diamonds. So yeah, woo. But with all of that taken care of, I think it is time to end this episode. It has been a long one in the making. Apologies once again. And also, I have to apologise for the lack of streams. I've been having some technical issues that I am hopefully a bit closer to resolving. And hopefully I should be back to doing some streams for you all as soon as possible. But yeah, make sure you come over here and claim an apartment, put a name on it, and it is yours. Go to the storage system and grab whatever you need to decorate it. And hopefully in the next episode, which is going to be episode 60 episodes. I thought I was going to stop at like 10. So in episode 60, hopefully we can showcase maybe some of the apartments people have come up with. And who knows, maybe I'll throw in a little prize or gift for the apartment I like the best. But that is more than enough rambling for me. Thank you very, very much for watching. Claim an apartment if you want to, and I can't wait to see what they come up with. But until then, thank you very, very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye!